Hello, Milky friends. It is MelkStehul here with you back again for more Idle Heroes videos. As some of you have probably noticed, well, probably not a lot of you because I only have about 380 subscribers. Uh, for those of you who are my loyal subscribers, firstly, thank you so much. I am back, and as you've probably realized, I've taken a 3 week hiatus from making videos for a couple of reasons. One, the last few events haven't really been that great. I mean, the campaign event and the Profit Orb event with Mim haven't really been anything to talk about. I think they just especially the MIM event, there was nothing special about it. They didn't even come up with, for example, the special, I guess, weekly event packs that they always have. So what I mean by that is every week for the past few weeks, they've always had like one of these special events where they bundle some goodies together and they give you it at usually a pretty decent price. We had it last week with the Cogs event with one of those packs. But there was nothing exciting enough for me to do a video on. And I guess I wanted to take a break as well from just making Idle Heroes videos. I wasn't feeling in the mood to create videos. Having said that, I did actually make a very long video last week about the event, and also I did some Broken Spaces 7 analysis. Someone asked me in the comments for one of my videos, hey, can you do the analysis on Broken Spaces 7 and tell me whether or not I should spend gems to basically beat that stage? And I did this beautiful video on it, but I had lost it and I couldn't be asked. Honestly, when I lost it, I thought I can't be asked making that video again, especially when I went through the trouble of doing the analysis uh, and then basically spending gems to prove a point that yes, Broken Spaces 7, it was at up to a point it was actually worth spending gems to complete Broken Spaces 7. And I might do the video next week, honestly, if I have the time, but yes. So I haven't been making videos because I needed a break, and secondly, the events they haven't been great enough to talk about. This week's Valentine's Day event, I will go through some of the analysis, but I guess the big news and why you're probably here, having read the description of the video, it's not clickbait, but effectively the developers have finally fixed the pricing asymmetry that is associated, well, that some of us not exploited, but discovered very early on. And certainly this was something that people on Chinese servers knew about a long time ago. And this was how it basically originally spread about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But effectively, when you see me do these videos and I talk about prices, it's all in USD. And for most of you, you assume that we basically pay a price that is tied to the basically this $100. So this most expensive value pack, for example, you will instantly assume that you either pay 100 USD or even Europe or Korea. You basically pay a similar or higher price. I think it's a much higher price in Korea and a much higher price than in I think Korea and certainly in Europe, I know that the equivalent price in euros or Korean won is much higher than USD. But a lot of you don't know or didn't work out was the fact that it also went the other way. There were certain countries where the pricing was basically 50% of the American price. I do all my analysis in USD because that's where the bulk of my views come from, and that's the basically the 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 main price that most of you pay. But there are a handful of countries, and this is the biggest open secret in Idle Heroes that I'm revealing for the first time that I didn't want to put it out there because I never wanted the devs to correct it, but they finally corrected it. There were a handful of countries where basically these value packs that you see here were half price. So when you think I'm the biggest sucker for spending as much money as I did to get to VIP 11, the reality is I only actually spent half as much because I came across in the Chinese forum one of those countries and I created basically a Google account in that country and I ran my instance of Idle Heroes off that just to access that special pricing. So while I did my videos in USD, the reality is when I was buying these packs, I was basically buying it for half the price. So, but now that open secret is gone, effectively the devs have closed that loop. What you don't realize, and this is what I've worked out about pricing in this game, is it's the developers that actually maintain the pricing tables behind the scenes, not Google, right? So I originally thought that it was Google that set the price. Well, that instantly converted the price. So, for example, if you saw $100 American here, that every all prices in Google in the game were set by the dev, and then Google would just basically translate the equivalent of 100 USD using whatever exchange rate Google determined to be fit uh, at the back end, and I just assume everyone paid that price. That's not actually true. Through this process, I had actually worked out that it was the devs that actually maintain the pricing tables in the game for each of the different currencies where this game is available. And there were a few countries where, because it's very hard to keep updating the pricing tables, there were a few countries where they forgot to update the pricing. And people in those countries, I won't say which countries they are, but it's an open secret, people had access to basically half price packs. And for a lot of the, I guess, the whales that you do see whaling about, there's a good chance that a stack of them basically were exploiting that little known loophole. But like I said, it's closed now, and what that means for me is that I actually won't be buying value packs anymore. And certainly all of the whales that I know that know about that exploit, they've basically said to me, the game's not worth it when you have to buy, for example, when you have to pay $100 for the most expensive pack. It's worth it at about $50. Oh, I mean, you could still argue, look, even at $50, that's kind of expensive for whatever it is that you're getting in this game. But I know a lot of whales now that basically won't be spending any more money beyond the monthly card going forward. So, Idle Heroes, if you think for the devs, you think you're making more money, or you think you've closed a loophole here and you're going to increase revenue, whereas the reality is what you've done is you've closed off, your revenue is going to take a hit. I don't know if the guy on your pricing team has done economics, but it's if you haven't, you guys need to look up what price elasticity is, right? There's a point where you basically maximize revenue. By closing this loophole, you guys aren't doing that. Anyway, that's the biggest open secret, and you all probably came for that. For those of you who are usually here for my value analysis videos, I've done it this week, right? But a lot of people have done it. So basically, this week for the Valentine's Day event, it's universally acknowledged that this event, this pairing event, is just a complete rip-off. And I've seen people that have done Monte Carlo simulations on this, which is super extreme, but I loved it. That showed that this is just purely gambling, this pairing event. Like if you get these letters from, I don't know, from buying packs or wherever it is you get them, just do it for the fun of it. But the reality is, I wouldn't be spending 800 gems per letter to go out on my way to complete the whole event to get the rewards that you do get from successfully pairing. So, for example, I mean, I've got letters because I was stupid and I bought one of the packs. But effectively, as you pair up and you get those pairings made, you basically, when you pair a male and a female of a certain combination, you effectively get, for example, if you pair Tara with Michelle, male and female, this is your bonus prize. It's near impossible to get these pairs, and it's certainly impossible to get all of them. Well, I mean, it's possible, but you have to spend so many gems to get the top prize. This crown is like completely useless. I was one of the few idiots that bought it last year for. Now you know. So whatever I said in the video, basically half that price. So you all thought I spent like $400. I didn't. I only spent $200. Still a lot, but still, I didn't pay retail, right? You guys know how cheap I am. That's why I do value analysis videos, right? Because I'm trying to get the best value possible. But this crown is useless. Honestly, they made this event so hard. I don't know why they bothered. But to show you just how hard it is to sense, right, and to get one of these heroes, I'll just use my letters to prove a point, right? So if we sense, like, I don't know, do that. Yep, right. The reality is, see, see how I didn't get any heroes, right? I got all this other stuff, which is nice and I do need, but I didn't get any heroes. Let's do one here. So now I've done 20 letters. Let's see what I get. I got a penny, all right? I don't need a penny, But if you go to pairing, painting's not needed for any of these, right? So it's basically impossible to get these pairings going. So let's do a male again, see what happens. No hero, right? The odds are so statistically low to get a hero that if it's low, if the odds of getting a hero on this are already so low, and you do it here again, right? And that's also phenomenally low, then one phenomenally low probability multiplied by another phenomenally low probability basically makes this impossible. And that's the reality. So, what do you reckon? Do I go male or female? Let's just go male again. Let's just see how lucky we get. And we're waiting. Any heroes? I got a Unimax, which I need, which is nice. Um, but there's no way in hell that for 800 gems, each one of these single rolls is worth 800 gems. It's just not there, right? So I didn't do value analysis or anything on this thing on this thing. It's just it's just terrible value to buy the 800 gems, or well, it's going to cost you 8,000 gems to do 10 to do that. The rewards just there's no payoff. It's universally acknowledged by every single YouTuber and everyone on Reddit that this is the worst event in terms of luck possible. So then let's talk about roses. Roses, it's a free event. I think that's the thing you got to keep in mind. So people might be angry. Fine, you can get angry about this, but the reality is you can't really get these for free except maybe through roses. So then really let's talk about the roses. This is the key event for this week. This is where you can get stuff and it's all free, right? Um, I'm not going to talk about these packs simply because I don't really want to. I mean, I can do the value analysis if you want me to, but you guys have seen me do it 1,000 times. Basically, you just convert all these to gems. I'm not going to value the letters. If the letters are too hard to value, but on a dollars per gem basis or gems per dollar basis, this is probably the best one, and this is probably a complete fucking ripoff. But I digress. Let's talk about these roses and what you should buy. So what I've done here is in the analysis, I haven't valued the exclusive artifacts or just the normal orange artifact. To this day, I still do not know how to get a gem value for these artifacts, right? But then if we go to all the other things, they're just known values for these things. So a normal 5-star shard, you can buy an Aspen Dungeon for 1,000 gems, but we're not going to use that because we just know that 5-star hero is not worth 1,000 gems, right? 5-star hero max is worth 400 gems, and that's tied to the event rate and the fact that you can smash for 50 gems once at the event raid, and you only need 8 4-star heroes from the event raid to basically fuse together and get 5-star hero, excluding, yeah, the need for 3-star heroes. But that's how we get to that number. For my long-time viewers, you know that, 400 is the lowest you can get. It's the reasonable amount of gems you need to expend to get a 5-star hero. I mean, it's cheaper if you get Sealand 20, but the reality is most of us can get 4-star. We're smashing event rate every day basically for 50 gems per extra smash, and you only need 8 of those 4-star hero shards to basically make a 5-star. So that's where that value comes from. The letters, it's so stupid, right? The It's not worth 800 gems. So the letters basically where I get that from is here, right? Each letter is 800. It's not worth 800, but I just put that value there, right? Orbs, 450 gems per orb. That's the price for a Aspen Dungeon. Scrolls, it's universally acknowledged the cheapest you can get it for is 125 gems per scroll, either from the Aspen Dungeon or the marketplace, right? Skin, I finally managed, thank you, Bernac. I finally managed to value the price of a normal skin, and that's based on basically the analysis that I've previously done in campaign. Um, and I've done many videos on this, but basically I converted the campaign currency to the equivalent gem value using the scroll as the anchor item. So during the campaign week, you for 100 of the campaign currency, you can get basically these items. And I've basically used heroic scrolls where we know that it's 125 gems per heroic scrolls, and we know every week that it's going to cost 100 campaign currency to get that one heroic scroll. So the conversion factor of one campaign currency to 1.25 gems is what I use to convert all the other items that you can buy with campaign currency for that week into gems. And that's where we got for the limited skins that you can buy every single campaign, it costs 1,875 gems, or the equivalent of that in terms of campaign currency. And in this game, to get limited skin, you basically need to fuse 5 normal skins to get the limited skin. So it's simply, the math is simply just 1875 divided by 5 gets you this 375. That's how I got that number. Okay? Then this is the value of gold. This is going to be like just different for everyone, right? And the way you can buy gold in this game is basically Midas touch, right? And I can buy 1.4 million gold basically for 20 gems, or 3.6 million gold for 50 gems. It's the same. This is linear, right? So there's no advantage in buying the 20 or the 50. It's the same. It's basically, for me, one gem gets me 72,000 gold. It's going to be different for you, right? I just know that now. I've been told this before. I just know that now. So I'm going to spare this spreadsheet. Whatever it is for you, just plug in your values. What's the gold you can get? How much gem does it cost? And then you're going to get the gold per gem value, because then you use that to convert the locally. If we go here, basically you can buy, it's going to cost you 1 rose to buy 50,000 gems, meaning that uh, each purchase is only worth zero point 0.7 of a gem, right? Because it's 50,000 divided by 72,000 gets you the gem value. So basically everything that you could buy, I converted to the equivalent gem value. And then what I've done is I've done the gems per rose comparison, right? Or basically how much gems do you get for each rose that you expend? And you're basically looking for the most amount of gems per rose. And the analysis this week basically says, ignoring the letters, we know that's a fucked up value. Each letter is not worth 800 gems, right? So this is just a big boo-boo. This is a trap, all right? Don't buy letters. This week, the data is basically saying you should either buy scrolls or skins if you believe in how I've converted all the items in campaign to the gem equivalent, right? Using that factor. So if you believe that, then you should either buy skins or scrolls. So for this week, I'm dumping my roses into scrolls because it's the better value compared with orbs. And then gold's just a fucked up value. You just don't buy the gold. Don't use your roses to buy the gold. Buy as many scrolls as you can, then yeah, I suppose because gold is the lowest unit, spend the rest of your shit on gold. But that's the value analysis for this week. The only thing that I probably need to update is my what I think a 5-star elite hero shard is worth. Let's just do that now. Yeah, so here we go. I'd actually done the analysis previously. So when I last looked inside the what you get in Elite 5-star Hero Shard, there was a 9% chance of getting something that was genuine. So like an Oberon, a Gustin, a Unimax. There was a 9% chance of getting something genuine. And like we said, it's worth 3,325 gems if you get an Elite 5-star hero, like a genuine Elite 5-star hero. Everyone else is junk, and that's only really worth 400 gems, right? So then the expected value of an Elite 5-star hero shard is only worth 655 gems, which is 2.7 gems per row. So this week, if you need heroes like food, get the normal one. Don't buy the elite. Never ever buy the elite 5-star hero shard. They just continuously misprice it. I don't know why they put it up for offer. I don't know who's stupid enough to buy it, but this week just buy scrolls. Anyway, guys, that's the video for this week. It's good to be back. Let me know what kind of other videos that you want to do, or if you just want me to continue making these value analysis videos. I mean, this is just my way of looking at the world. But yeah, have a great week ahead, and thanks for watching as always.